nice gentleman's here, Will there, the one I was contacted with.
It's a little messy. We have a cleanup day coming up. We'll vacuum everything out.
The mice have had it to themselves all winter.
It is chilly in here, huh? Old barn.
So the house was built in 1723. I don't know. What do you want to know? What do you not want to know?
So you guys have had experiences here in the paranormal?
Oh yeah.
What have you captured?
People have been touched, EVPs, voices, like I said, nails thrown around, boards falling over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real type A classic EVPs. I was here one night with my daughter and her friend. They went out to use the John.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there by myself, and I caught it on audio. It says, "Hi George," and it was a male voice, and it was coming from the basement.
A dungeon down there?
It's pretty much a dungeon down there. So we get a lot of different voices. We do a couple overnights a year.
Okay.
So we're trying to work it out a little bit more so that we get more participation. So
Well, hopefully I can help with that.
good.
Yeah, spread the word.
Yeah, definitely. And your name was Willie. You was George.
Yep.
And what was yours, sir?
Jim.
Jim. These are the three fellas that met me here.
So obviously, you know, there's no guarantees.
No, of course, there's never a guarantee.
Maybe nothing, but
Yeah.
you know.
It'd
We've had those nights too.
just to even be in a place like this is pretty cool. So, you know.
Yeah, a lot of history.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
The house was owned by one family, the James family, for 7 generations, up until 1930. They sold it in 1930 to the Campbell family.
Mhm.
They were only here for 10 years, and they moved out in 1940, and that's the last time anybody ever lived in this house. It's been empty.
Since 1940.
Except for the ghosts.
And this past summer was the first time we had somebody sleep in here in 70 years.
Yeah, but nobody slept, so
Yes.
No, I
it
mean,
still doesn't count.
I don't
Yes,
sleep
yes,
either.
What's in
Yes, you
there
did.
for 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes, but hey. Well, it's the first attempt that we've had as an overnight type of activity.
Yeah.
And, we got
I'm
some-
sure you guys see me. I'm the type of person that, you know, a couple $100 to go, you know, explore and investigate. It doesn't
Yeah,
make or break anybody.
And
You know.
we do public investigations too, and that's
Yeah.
only $25 a piece.
Yeah.
If you want to do that.
I like the
we limit
overnight.
it
I like
to
the
10.
scary stuff. The overnight stuff. It's the good stuff.
We have a couple coming up.
Yeah, when it gets dark, this place gets creepy.
I bet.
Especially on a night like this, with misty night.
Yeah, where the fog's rolling in.
Yeah, just hell. I mean, that's good. I just want to show me around, and I'm just gonna get a little.
Basement.
Sure. Why don't we go down to the basement?
little
Questionable whether the basement will be open. It depends on how strong George is.
Yeah, we got work to do.
He'll
Come on
show you-
down.
he'll show you what.
I'm gonna use my flashlight because I don't have.
Yeah, I didn't bring my light on. I just brought the phone.
That's all I got to.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
tall, so watch your head. And
Yeah, 6'3".
Yep.
Trust me, I've hit my head. I got a couple knots.
Right here.
And then again down here. And then while you're down here,
And this room is.
this is the basement. This is the. This would be the secondary basement where the house was built after.
Okay.
But the original part of the basement is down this corner and out there. The type of things that we hear down here are, we hear voices down here. Activity that we get down here likes to be invited to come upstairs with us.
Okay.
So if you are downstairs and you are getting no activity upstairs at all, we come down here and you start asking questions. We have a feline that seems to enjoy the company down here.
Oh yeah.
We've heard cats, and not just once, not just twice, but several times. Caught at different times. This corner over here seems to be one of the most active. I don't really know what you want to know, what you don't want to know, but we've spent a lot of time down here, so we can pretty much tell you just about everything you want to know.
No, I mean, it's a little bit of information, and you know, you
Watch
just
your
gotta
feet.
go. You just gotta go for it in the paranormal world. That's what all my buddies tell me. They're like,
Yep.
you just gotta do it, bro.
Yep, you just gotta have a little bit of patience.
Yep.
Start where you get most of the activity, which is, it seems that we start down here a lot.
Okay.
And we're still trying to decide whether we're gonna open up the cellar this year, because there's a lot of rocks and
Yeah.
trip
I mean, it
hazards.
wouldn't too bad just to move these over a little, throw them in the corner somewhere.
You know, we have a cleanup date coming, and it's basically to clean up the house and
Nice.
get it ready for the season. But all sorts of activities down here, shadows, noises. You do get a lot of EVPs down here. You get a lot of Class B type EVPs down here.
Yeah.
You do get, you know, like the cat balls will go off like crazy. Then you'll get nothing for
Yeah.
days. I think a lot of people bring their own energy with them, you know, especially if you're out carousing and
Right.
going to different places, you know. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's great.
Watch your head coming
That's
up.
great. Oh yeah, I'm definitely ducking.
Taking my head out a couple times on that, both of them.
Yeah, being tall, trust me, I hit my head on everything.
One of the things the family was into was weaving. They did a lot of weaving, and this is not the original, but it's exactly like it. This one here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what are these big wheels? I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, for spinning wheels. And, you know, they use them too, but not all of them from the house. A lot of it, just a bunch out there too, were donated to us from a museum in Lowell.
Nice.
This over here is what they called the buttery, kind of like where the kitchen was. And the only thing is this floor over here is questionable.
The floor?
So we don't want anybody to go over there.
Okay.
You know, you're fine right here, in here.
All right.
This is, we call this the L room. If you can't really see it very well, but out here there's like a bunch of rocks. It's kind of a foundation. So this and that were the original house, which was 1705. And then from that wall over was 17.
Yeah, I read it was like added on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 1723.
Oh, you got a cool sign that says James Historic right there. Great.
Not a whole lot has happened in this room. The one thing, I was in here one night by myself. They'd gone out for Dunkin' Donuts. So while they're gone, I was in here, and I got up and I was just walking out. I got right about here when I heard, just like that.
The other day when we went to Rumford, Maine, I'll show you the video before I leave. Same thing, two big bangs like that. I literally, like my buddy caught me running across the basement.
Yeah, it was just one bang, one solid bang. George,
Yes.
you're not doing your job.
What's that?
You tell them what's happened here in the bottom.
Okay. My job, huh?
Yeah, that's your job.
Okay, so we call this the buttery, or the buttery. And this is usually, the buttery is always on the northwest corner of the house. It's always the cold, they keep it the coldest. It's double insulated. This is where they would keep their dairy products and such. A lot of times you get a lot of female energy in here. So you'll hear conversations, little snippets of conversations. The women don't talk too much they do once in a while. But for the most part, if you
Women that don't talk too much.
imagine
One in a million.
if you get the conversation going and the right conversation, you ask the right questions, you'll get the responses. Like I said, I don't know how much you want to know, so I will not tell you.
Yeah, you don't got to go crazy. Just a basic little walk around,
So,
a couple of things.
There's a
We'll be here that night. We'll either stay out of your way or join you, whatever you want us to do.
Okay.
typically there was a little boy here that had some type of head injury, and they will bring it up. That's a key point for us, is that when we talk about the head injury, it seems to really kick
Trigger.
up some
Yeah.
really kick up some dust and gets things talking, gets some activity.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
If we push too much, you push too hard, it'll just shut right down on you. So we're still trying to figure it out ourselves,
Right.
as to what exactly is going on here. We've had, I know, at least a dozen different psychics in here,
Yeah.
and without any knowledge from anybody else, they all come up with the same idea. There was a boy. He did have a head injury of some sort. A few of them think that he got a head injury from a playful fight with an older brother, banged his head on the fireplace, which would have been right back here,
Right.
and he ended up dying from that injury. So,
That's horrible.
so there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You just have
Oh,
to
that's-
kind of prod it, pull it out.
So what is this place? Like 400 years old?
It'll be 300 years this year.
300?
Yeah.
Place is old, huh?
That room there would have been what they call a formal parlor. And the formal parlor would have been where they would entertain, or they'd have funerals and weddings, that type of stuff in that room. That was usually the cleanest room of the house, most fancy room of the house, and the kids were allowed to bring like one toy down there and play with it, but that was about it.
Oh, okay.
This would have been, the rest of the house would have, in the time period, the rest of the house, it would have been like walking into a locker room, the smell, because they only bathed like once or twice a week type of thing, and they only had a few outfits, so they wore their nightshirt as their overshirt, or the shirt that they would wear daily, and they would change it out a couple times a week.
Glad we don't live in that era.
No.
I like showering and I like my clothes.
We've heard all sorts of things. Like I said, we've had a cat in here meow a couple times. Back in October, when we had the almost last overnight for the year. So we're all sitting in here, and someone said they felt like they had a cat around them, and all of a sudden you hear this weird meow. It's almost musical, but you hear this weird meow.
That's weird because the other day when we was at Rumford, swear to God, I heard a cat, and he's showing me I'm listening to it, and it's the EVP, and it's literally a cat. I'm like, dude, that's a cat.
Yeah, but it's a weird
cat.
sounding thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like wow.
And several years before that, Jim was sitting in here and he heard a cat one time.
Yeah.
And Skip, who was the president of the board, did find a dead cat in here one time, so maybe it's the same one.
Yeah, don't know.
That's awesome. This place is pretty cool.
I gotta tell you about this board. This board right here. That's where it lives. It's always there, never anywhere else. We've lost track. It's fallen by itself.
That board there?
About-
Yep.
This one right here. Yep. About 10 times now. One of the family members was Joshua James. Actually, there were several Joshuas. But we were filming a documentary.
There's 4 of them.
We were filming a documentary in here one time, right down here, and the name Joshua was mentioned, and his board fell over. A number of times since then, it's fallen over at different times. One night, like I say, it's always here. We never moved anywhere else. We were up here during the seance, and we heard somebody mention Joshua. We heard a loud bang. The board was up there and it fell over. How did it get up there? We don't know.
That board was up there?
Yeah.
This past summer, Willie and I were here, late night, and we heard coming down the stairs, and the board dropped.
This board here?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's no vibration or anything to it.
If you look at the board right here, James, J. James.
Oh.
He spelled it wrong, but he was probably a little kid when he did it. But
So we were coming down the stairs. This drops. We get down here, and then we hear this noise, and that door over here, this little door, the first time ever opened up. And this is not something that just pops open.
There's no way that's just
Yeah.
gonna pop open.
That doesn't pop open. He's got a nail up here that was kind of sets it, but it had popped open and got this noise out of it. So that's the first time we've ever heard that noise.
first and only time so far.
Yep, first and only time.
Creepy little door. I couldn't even see the thing, man.
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest.
like a pass through, maybe.
Yeah. Laundry chute or something.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, thanks. All right, so upstairs we go.
Okay. We've experienced.
There was another board right in here somewhere that fell through.
Yeah, it was
I
that.
don't know where it is.
It was this board.
Oh, there it is.
We've experienced all sorts of activity in every room, but like everything, 1 month it'll be over here,
Yeah.
and next month will be upstairs, then you'll be over here, then you'll be over there, and it really just has to depend on, you know, what's going on, where the energy's being focused. We call this one the kids' room.
This one here?
Yep. We get a lot of children's presents. One of our our team members was, I believe it was this closet here. He was opening it up and he felt something grab his hand. We also have pictures from here when somebody was in here doing an investigation. They took some pictures, and there's this weird ectoplasmic, so just some weird kind of distortion in the film. He's there, but you also see, you know, it's like this, you know, I don't know really what you call it. I don't know what to call it.
So yeah, that door right there is a creepy door. Oh man, if that thing opens up, oh my God, if that thing opens up.
You're sitting here in the dark and that thing
Oh
opens
my
up.
God.
And you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely
We call this room the
Creepy.
parents' room.
another creepy little doll right there.
This would have been one of the rooms, the room that the parents mostly slept in. We do get noises in here. We get EVPs that seemingly from nowhere. We caught one that said, "I'm possessed," which was kind of a strange EVP. We get a lot of shadows back and forth. A child that plays right in this area around the banister. We get a lot of REM pod activity.
I just
Cat
bought a brand new REM pod.
Yeah, and a lot of other activity here. In the corner over there, in that room over there is the sick room. Where they would do mostly, they would handle or isolate people that were sick, you know, tuberculosis.
A number of the family members died from consumption,
Yeah, which is
which
TB.
is fairly
Tuberculosis.
big for TB.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I got an EVP in the other room with a woman coughing.
Yeah, we was getting some really crazy stuff out there in that other place in Maine. My buddy's been there. He learned how to investigate there.
Where?
Rumford, Maine. It was
Yeah.
it's called GRCC, so Greater Rumford Community Center. You can find it all over YouTube, and they've been going there for years. And he's like, I have never had this much activity. I'm like, is it me? I'm like, I ain't never been here.
Sometimes it may be, you know, we bring our own energy.
Right.
So if we're visiting, say, we go to Moundsville,
Yeah.
or we go to Eastern State, and we bring that energy,
Yeah.
we bring a little bit of that energy with us.
Yeah.
You know, everybody that's coming in and out of the house is bringing and depositing
Different
a little
energies.
bit. Yeah, they're depositing a little bit of that energy here, and lo and behold, what do you get?
Yeah, yeah.
You get the perfect mousetrap.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's gonna get a little walk around, get a couple of the rooms, and then we're good, I guess. I just wanted to check it out. And
Well, we have one more up here.
oh my God, look at this guy.
Yeah,
He's hanging out.
we have one more room up here.
Okay.
But watch your head going up, because there are nails in the ceiling.
Oh, the attic. The attic's always the best.
The attic and the basement, what was it?
So
Okay.
Willie could tell you about his experience up here.
What happened to me up here?
You were sitting, you and Jim were up here
Oh,
sitting.
yeah, one afternoon, we were having a seance that night, setting up here. And I was standing right here, he was over by the steps, and we both very clearly heard a woman's voice. She was right behind me.
Yeah.
Not an EVP, we heard it
Yeah.
at the time. I don't know what she said, but he thinks she said, "What are you doing here?"
Huh.
So up here, we get a lot of nails thrown at us.
I just want to mention, I said we were having a seance, but you can't have a seance. That's
Okay.
against the rules.
Yeah.
Unless, we maybe.
So we get nails thrown up here. We get, you'll see on the floor, there's, I think they're beech nuts or chestnuts that occasionally get thrown. This room in here,
This clutch here is, what, 2, 3 times?
yeah.
It's just fallen over.
And,
Not to mention the time that somebody knocked it over. So.
yeah, we won't mention that one. So
You
this
should have
room,
seen him scream.
damn straight.
I
sitting
screamed.
in-
I ain't
I'm
gonna
in-
lie.
in
I'll
the
show you
black-
the video of me running last
I'm
week.
in there in the pitch black, and this guy throws the crutch in there.
I just knocked it over.
Yeah, you better believe I screamed like, "What the hell?" So in here we call this Frank's room, and this room in there, and there's a lot of activity in there. If you invite him out, he'll come out and sit with you. Make sure you have a space for him.
Frank James, he was a hired hand, no relation to the family.
Okay.
And occasionally, the last real activity we had in here from there, Dave Childress was here, and we had put there was a coffee cup sitting there, and it was sitting back off of the side and stuck in a duct tape roll.
Mm.
And we had heard something, and we started looking this way, and the next thing you know, that cup is on the floor, right at our feet.
He hasn't moved this one though.
No.
Been there for a while.
The beginning of the last year, we had a group in, and we watched the flashlight
Yeah.
laying flat, stand up,
What?
and then flip over. So,
I ain't experienced nothing like that yet.
yeah. And in this corner over here, there's some energy over here that seems to be, I don't know, female or childlike in this corner over
They
here.
sense a lot of children up here.
So we get,
You ever had these bells go off?
not yet.
No.
Somebody said they had, but I haven't heard them. So, so we get a little bit of energy that comes from this, and a lot of people that come up here will say, "Why? What's going on over in this corner?" So that's the first thing, and they don't know anything about the house. So that's the first thing that gets drawn into. We have a couple bells. We have one up here as well. We've tried all sorts of other prompts, toys for the kids. Try to keep them something similar to what they would have in that time period.
In that era, yeah.
So far, they haven't done anything.
Yeah, haven't found anything. We did have downstairs in the parents' room, we caught one of the cat balls rolling,
Yeah.
where no one's touched it, no movement. It's it's sitting there all night long and nothing out. It's never moved. And we asked about moving it, touching it, turning it on, and then moving it. And we caught it on video of it moving. So, which is kind of strange, but you know, who knows? It could be someone shaking the floor or whatnot. And,
That's
you know,
wild.
Yeah.
This place is sounds like it's gonna be a good time.
Well, it's with, you know, we always end up having something going on here.
Yeah.
So,
I've been investigating here since 2013. 10 years now.
10 years.
You've been here about 2 years.
yeah. We have gotten some really good EVPs. We're still working out I guess you would call it the social history of the home. You know, we've uncovered a few cases where murder's been mentioned. And it's funny because we bring in other mediums, and those that may have some gifts but don't have, haven't refined them yet, and some that
That's my daughter. My
some
daughter's
of them
like
have
that.
a real,
Yeah,
real good
she's she calls herself a white witch. She does psychic medium. She practices the witchcraft stuff, and she does the books and crystals and all that. She does all that.
So when we bring them in, it's funny because a lot of them confirm what we already know.
Right.
So we know what's going on,
Yeah.
for the most part. Plus, we do our own investigations. We join a lot of them. We find that some people will come with just two people, and it's kind of hard to really have a great
Right.
investigation if you don't have enough energy to
Right.
pump it up. So
Right.
we'll jump in and help out.
Oh man, that's good, man. I appreciate it. Definitely gonna be a good. That's something I got.